We were discussing in the previous session about the basis for segmentation. Am I right? That is the
मैम एक्चुअली
geographic
ओवर जूम हो
segmentation.
गया मैम.
क्या हो गया?
ओवर जूम हो गया मैम.
देखिए.
यस मैम, क्लियरली.
Is it okay? Okay, अभी
यस मैम, ओके.
okay, fine. Now, this companies to have the geographical segmentation. We had discussed this, no, in the previous session. What is geographic segmentation? Anybody? Hello? What is segmentation? Have you understood? Students, please respond. Whether you have understood or not.
Yes, ma'am. We have understood so far.
Then I am asking you, what do you understand by this geographic segmentation? Yes, but what it is then? Anybody? कुछ समझा है या नहीं समझा है? I am not able to understand whether you have understood or not.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether you all
The
have
geographic segmentation is like wherever you are marketing your product or wherever you are advertising your product, it should if your product related to a particular city, so you are marketing your product in that city. So it's like no, ma'am. Just repeat it again if you can.
what about others? But first of all, let me now go to the basics. Whether you have understood what is segmentation? समझा है नहीं समझा है? If I just ask you what is segmentation, then what would be your answer? I am under the assumption that you have understood everything and I am moving ahead. Okay. Students, please respond. So here, now, any manufacturer, okay, any manufacturer, when he starts a company or an organization, okay, he wants to produce some good. Any generic good you take, ready to eat you take, okay. So here, if we take an example of Lay's, खाया है Lay's का wafers. All of you might have tasted it. What was the flavor? The first flavor in which it was introduced in the market. No, I'm not speaking about geographic segmentation. Understand, I'm speaking just about segmentation. Hello.
Salted vapor.
Yeah, salted
Normal salt
plain.
vapor.
Yeah, salted yani plain it was, isn't it? It was only plain when the manufacturer introduced it. Okay, PepsiCo hai uska, manufactured by the company, and it was plain flavor. As you said, what happened today? You have many variants available, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So here, why the other flavors were introduced? Do you feel?
competition, other companies are just produce another flavor. That's why.
Another flavor. Okay, so here, because we as a listen, we as individual, we have our own taste and preference. Okay, every customer has its own preference. He likes his taste, he has his interests. Now here, when I gave you an example of this classic salted, which was plain to cater to the needs of the masses, okay, then it came with variants. Can you name some of its variants? Do you know the variants? So here, to cater to the need of that particular segment, these flavors were introduced. As you said, competition, that is one thing. Second thing is the company wanted to have something new in the existing product, because after certain stage, it becomes old and customer wants something new or innovative in that offering. Now here, this is one example. Second thing is, see, what is segmentation is basically dividing the heterogeneous market, okay, into homogeneous groups. That is the bringing together the consumers or the customers who have the same approach while purchasing the product. They have their same interest. If you take automobile sector, you will find that there are mid segment car as well as luxuriously placed automobiles. So price is not only the factor, but also the make, also the core why the person is purchasing that product. So here, based upon the different needs, different interests and preferences, the customer usually buys a product. Okay. Now coming to the geographic segmentation. One thing is here, every area. Now geographic markets can be divided on the basis of area, district, regions, states. If we consider international markets, maybe you can think from the view of continents or nations. So here, the boundaries define the geographical areas. This is one thing. Second thing is, um, according to the taste and preference of that geographical region, the products are demanded, or manufacturer tries to mold the products with reference to the demand from that particular area. Now understood this part of geographical segmentation? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I gave you certain examples also. Can you
Yes,
give me some examples
ma'am.
with reference to this now? Now here, suppose the company, every company has an annual review, quarterly review of performance of sales,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't it? Yes. So here, suppose if you consider India as a nation and they take the annual reports, they compare the state-wise reports for a particular state, whether there would be any influence of geographical factor or this segmentation part. Do you feel so? Whether there would be any impact influence on the sales figure with reference to geographical demarcation or geographical segmentation. I had given you an examples of the weather, the climatic conditions. That is one aspect. The second thing is characteristics with reference to that particular area, isn't it? Now here, if you take an example of a chain of hotels, okay, it is based on the geographical segmentation. Maybe there is a company which is handling the chain of hotels, okay, One is located in Goa. The other one is located somewhere in the hill station. The third maybe in a metropolitan city, maybe Mumbai, Bangalore. Okay. So here, when I say it has a chain of hotels with reference, gave some 2, 3 names of the cities. What would be the strategies now, do you feel? And that's why the geographic segmentation has its impact or influence on the outcomes, the results. Now, when I say it's on the hill station, so there is a particular time frame when the people will visit a hill station. There is a particular time frame when the people will would like to go to beaches. If it is in a metropolitan city, if the hotel chain is placed in a metropolitan city, okay, then the strategies with reference to that particular hotel would be different. Isn't it understood? Got the point? Hello. And with reference to this geographical segmentation part, the companies have to take into account the strategies. Now coming on to the next part, should I move ahead with the demographic segmentation? So here, in case of demographic segmentation, the market is divided into the group based upon various attributes or variables like age, family cycle, family size, family life cycle, gender, income, occupation, education, religion, race, generation, personality, and social class. Okay, these are all the variables wherein one can think of having the dividing of the market based upon demographic segmentation. Now, these are one of the variables which are, this is one of the factor which is most distinguishing popular base for the customer groups to differentiate. Now, one reason is here the customer preferences or the usage rate, their wants, their needs, they are majoritarily connected with these demographic variables. And second thing is it's very easier for the companies to measure them also. So these two are the major reasons why the company takes into account the demographic segmentation. Now here, if we consider the first part, that is the age and life cycle stage. Now consumer wants and their abilities, they change with the age. See, as we grow, or as a human being grows from one stage of his age to the other stage, their preferences, their interest, their requirements change. Now here one can have the age group, like one can have the infants, the age between 6 to 11, 12 to 19, 20 to 34, 35 to 49, and 50 to 64, 65 plus. Okay. So here, if you consider the infants, its market is totally different. Now, the today, if you see the baby food segment or the requirements for this segment is totally different than the other age groups. Now, if you consider 6 to 11, the requirements are much more different. Now here, why we are taking this into consideration? Because suppose if a company wants to enter into that particular area, okay, that particular nation, in that case, it needs to trace about the population mix. What exactly is the population mix? Whether there is potential for our product in that particular zone. So it helps the marketers to understand the potential market for the particular segment with reference to age and life cycle stage. Now here, most of you you might be in the age group of 20 plus to 24. If you go for the requirements, if you consider the group into which you are, maybe your requirements are towards the more emphasis on the electronic gadgets like smartphones, maybe bikes, maybe car, automobiles, maybe wearing clothings. If you go for the teenagers, their requirements are much more different. So here the companies, they have to understand, or the organizations, the manufacturers, they have to understand for whom they are manufacturing that product. Now here it helps to further align the goods with reference to distribution channel, with reference to promotion of the product also. And hence, you need to know from the this perspective of age or life cycle stage. Now, suppose a company is into insurance business, okay, and if they are selling the service to a teenager, whether the teenager would get convinced easily about insurance product? Hello? Hello? Against this, maybe if you think of emphasizing on a sports bike, that would be more appealing to them. Or maybe gadget like a smartphone, that would appeal more. Now here moving ahead with the next part is the family size. Maybe it ranges from a single person to two people, or maybe a joint family staying together. Now, how does it affect? In the automobile sector, if you have seen that when they emphasize on spaciousness, okay, or a family oriented car, that means here they are targeting the uh, family of 4 to 5 or 6, 7 people. If you think of having um, a car wherein they emphasize just for the nuclear family, so here whenever they are passing on the message, they are defining the segment here. Similarly, if you consider the life cycle stage, a single person, the person who has no much responsibilities and earning, may be able to spend more on maybe entertainment, media, etc. Again, when the person is married, there are different aspects. With children, again, there are responsibilities. And ahead, if you think of the gender base as a segmentation, so here majoritarily you will find that on the based upon the gender, the segmentation is there. It has been long traditionally applied in clothing, hairstyling, magazines, etc. Can you think of some of the options where the marketers have thought of on the basis of gender, where traditionally the products were not there in that area? or with reference to that products? Any examples wherein the marketers have tried to change the segment from feminine to masculine? Hello? Hello? Whether I'm audible, students? Whether I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Because the, can you name any products based upon gender where traditionally the marketers were not there, or maybe they did not think of having that particular segment? Hello? No? Anybody? Whether you are able to understand what I'm trying to convey, students? Hello? Hello? Now here, if you take an example of fair and handsome, basically cosmetics, okay, industry, if you see, where they used to focus mostly on the feminine gender bias. Now, even the manufacturers have thought of new segments, okay, shift in the change in the segmentation. Uh, you might have seen the ad of Lux, where they have the celebrities. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is different in that? Anything noticeable in this ad with reference to this ad of Lux? What they would like to portray through the ad?
In
Any
previous ads, only actresses were used to.
yeah, very true. And then
But
what happened?
in current advertises, Shah Rukh Khan is also there. This
Yeah,
indicates that Lux
yes,
Saban is also usable for men.
yes, that is what the company. Now here, what the company is emphasizing. Now this is with reference. This is what shift in the segments. Okay, as far as gender is considered. Similarly, you will find that in the automobile. Okay, certain automobiles, maybe on the basis of gender, they try to market the offering or the product. Now here, if you take an example of ready to cook also, okay, previously they used to have, if you've seen the ad of Nor soups, who is there mainly in that ad? Whether anybody, maybe if you have just viewed it, देखा ही नहीं देखा है?
Karan Johar, ma'am.
I'm not getting the responses, students. कुछ देखा है? What that does mean? So this, why the shift? Maybe in the previous ad, if you have seen, there were mother and daughter. Okay, and now if you see, there is some other person, a male. Okay, so what the marketers are convincing the customers or imbibing through these advertisements, what they are conveying the message here. Now this is based upon the gender. So they are trying to shift the segment. Got this point understood? Now, this is one aspect. Second thing, whether the products themselves are sealed with reference to masculine or feminine. Think about this. Now, income is one of the important criteria as far as segmentation is considered. The product, okay, whenever a company thinks of offering it with reference to affordability, with reference to quality, it in alignment with the income, it tries to segment it or place the offering. Now, if you take an example of automobile, if you take an example of the cosmetic industry or clothings, you will find that just you name a brand and you come to know into which segment it lies. Can you think of any of these offerings which come into the bracket of lower income group? Or maybe you can say instead of lower income group, affordable pricing of the same brand.
Alto.
You can say Alto is there, and against this, what is the other end? You are
Swift
speaking of
Desire.
Maruti company, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here, the company wanted to cater to the mid segment, you can say. What about the higher segment, higher end? So here, when you check the name of the brand, you come to know the particular segment to which the company is catering, isn't it? And this is applied everywhere. So here, if you think of cosmetics, if you think of clothing, everywhere you will find income as one of the important base for segmentation. Now, what about the generations? Now here, each generation is profoundly influenced by the times in which it grows up. The music, the movies, the politics, events, everything. So based upon them now, if you see the ad of Ghana, okay, the songs. So here, based upon any of the generations, one can think of having those songs. Now, coming to the next part is the social class. Now, social class has a strong influence on preference. Now, if you take into consideration the cars, clothing, home furnishings, or leisure activities like tour and travels, reading habits, all of them, they are influenced by this social class. Many companies, they design the products or services for the specific social class. Now, here the taste and preference of the social class can change with years. Now, when I say social class, can you think of some of the offerings which are placed in this? When I say it's a car, it caters to a particular class of people or segment of people.
Ambassador.
Ambassador. Okay. आजकल है ambassador?
No, ma'am.
we spoke about Tata Nano. Okay, Tata ने introduce किया था. Okay, for whom it was introduced? Whether they took this social class into account while introducing this offering. Hello. Yes, the company did think of it, no? A particular class would be the target group of customers from where they would get the potential sales for Tata Nano. But actually what happened here, so this is one of the classic examples. Moving ahead is the psychographic segmentation. See, if I don't get responses, it becomes that I move ahead then. Whether the PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Okay. Now here, the next is psychographic segmentation. Psychographic segmentations where the buyers, they are divided into different groups on the basis of their lifestyle or personality or their fundamental values and principles, we can say. Now, people within the same demographic group can exhibit very different psychographic profiles. They may come from varied sectors or different backgrounds. That is what it means here. Now here, many a times we use this term, that is the lifestyle. This is his lifestyle, or this is her lifestyle. That is what we say. Now people exhibit more lifestyles than suggested by the classes. Now the people, when they buy or purchase the goods, it expresses their lifestyles. Now here, this is subjective. Okay, lifestyle is subjective. One cannot think of grouping them, that a person belonging to a particular demographic segment or demographic base might have the same likes or same preferences while purchasing the offering or while purchasing the product. So this may not happen. That's why we have this psychographic segmentation, where it differentiates a person on the basis of his psychographics, the person what he thinks. Now here, if you take into consideration the products which are based upon the lifestyle, what all could you think of which comes into this particular aspect? When I say it's based upon the lifestyle. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. So
Yes.
clothes can be like considered as lifestyle segmentation.
What did you say?
Clothing.
Clothings. Okay. Any specific brands which you can mention?
Mm, like
Or
Zara.
whether, yes.
Yeah. So Zara is for the people who have higher lifestyle, like well-maintained lifestyle, we can say.
Whether you are correlating, what do you mean by this? Whether you are correlating it with the income bracket or higher priced offerings?
I'm
When you are
correlating
speaking
the
about
price.
lifestyle, okay.
Yeah.
So whether you are, that is what I felt. What about others? Do you feel so? I think Deepika, you gave the example, no? Hello, hello. So whether you are mapping it with the higher priced offering, whether lifestyle
Yeah.
is a reflection of highly priced products.
Uh,
Okay,
uh,
you gave it. Yes, yes.
yeah. So I was saying that Zara is like a brand who can afford it, as well as have that kind of lifestyle. Like people have attained a certain
Okay.
lifestyle, and they.
Now, uh, when we are speaking of apparel,
Yes, ma'am.
your voice is breaking. Now, see, when you say about the apparels, if I say, maybe I have a neighbor who just goes and purchases khadi all the time. Okay, they will not purchase anything synthetic or anything which has a tab of maybe uh, just he or she has wants a simple life with the cotton or khadi wearing. So this is the lifestyle. It is not a reflection of price tag or towards the higher price products. Now here there are two examples, one which you had given, one which I am giving. So what is the difference in this? So both of them, they are depicting particular lifestyle, isn't it? And both of them, they are appropriate and correct, because here lifestyle is not only about exhibiting the social class, or it's not about the highly priced offering. It's about a person having their own perceptions towards that offering. We many a times say the person has simple lifestyle. What do you mean by simple lifestyle? We use this term, no? Simple lifestyle, isn't it? When we say there are certain values or principles to attach to the thinking, so we say it's a lifestyle. Whenever you think of cosmetic industries, okay, cosmetic industries, uh, where you have the, at one end we have the Ayurvedic, based on the Ayurvedic concepts, while on the other end we may have the uh, you can say the products which have the cosmetic benefit. Okay, those who are not based on the Ayurvedic concepts. Now here both of them, they exhibit this base of lifestyle. It depends upon the customer, okay, which option he will choose or she will choose. Many of you might be visiting the shops and you might be getting 2 3 options. When it is cosmetics, I just gave you an example of cosmetics, may not be necessary, okay, and you may have 2 3 options. So when a person chooses a particular offering, okay, it is the reflection of somewhere the individual thinking, individual values or perception of that person, which guides the person while purchasing the offering. Many a times you see salesperson also influences this part, whether this happens or no. Many a times, again, there is a personality factor. Now, marketers have used personality variables to segment markets. They endow their products with brand personalities uh, who are marketing a particular brand. Now here, this is just to correlate the offering with that personality or influence the customers with reference to that personalities. Now here, if you take in automobile sector, okay, um, a person has an option to go for a car, to go for the sports utility vehicle, to go for a product which depicts the personality of that offering. Whether the personality is reflected as far as the offerings is considered, when you purchase a product, does it reflect the personality? Is it correlated? Yes. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why that is one of the factor when the customer thinks of purchasing a product. Okay, it also reflects the personality. Somewhere psychologically, the customer connects his personality with the offering. Specifically, if you consider just purchasing a watch, okay, if you consider watch, it is based upon the gender. That is the first thing. Okay, when you enter any shop and ask for a simple offering like a watch, they will ask for whom you are going to purchase. A simple question. What they are thinking of, maybe for you, they want to just think about the gender, whether it's a girl or a boy, masculine or feminine, who is going to wear. That is the first and foremost thing, and then comes about the budget and the personality and other things, other aspects we can say here. So here, basically, these products carry with them the reflection of personality. So whenever a person thinks of purchasing a product, they somewhere psychologically they associate the personality factor with it. Now, next is the values. Some marketers segment by core values, the belief systems that underlie consumer attitudes and behaviors. Now, these core values, they go much deeper than behavior or attitude and determine at a basic level the people's choices or desires over the long term. Now, here, when we speak about values, the manufacturer thinks of reflecting them through the offering, reflecting them maybe through the advertisements, reflecting while communicating with the customers regarding the basic, maybe manufacturing, maybe the ingredients, etc. Now, here, can you think of any of the offerings which come into this aspect of values or the value system which depicts the value system? Now, why the values they take into consideration here? The beliefs or the values. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
There are many ads, which reflect those values. Now, here, you take examples of those ads which are placed during the festivals. The ad of Moti Sabun. What was there?
Daily,
What they were? Yes. Moti soap.
Dairy milk.
Yeah, you can say dairy milk. What they're emphasizing on? Have you ever given a thought to it? Here they are trying to showcase the values or the beliefs in which the manufacturer believes through the advertising. It is a reflection. Okay, that means the customers, they are not only purchasing the products, but there are other things which go with that product. Like you said, dairy milk's ad, giving weightage or maybe respecting the maid also by offering her the Cadbury's, isn't it? That is what you meant, because we have many ads for the Cadbury's. This is the latest one, that we value people. That is what maybe the manufacturer wants to convey through that ad. Similarly, if you see jewelries, advertising for jewelries where the value systems are more emphasized. Uh, if you see the ads during the Raksha Bandhan gift hamper of Cadbury's, kuch meetha ho jaye. Okay, what does all this signify? What the marketers want to emphasize on? They believe in the value systems. Now, moving ahead is the behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation emphasizes, now here the buyers are divided into groups on the basis of their knowledge or attitude towards use of or response to a offering or a product. Now within this behavioral segmentation also, one thinks of having the basis of segmentation on the basis of occasions. So here the company thinks of segmenting the offering based on the occasions they develop a need, purchase the product or use of a product. If you take an example of fruit juices, okay, fruit juices, when are the occasions when the customer or the people can think of consuming them? Maybe in the morning, yes or no? Now here the marketer is trying to emphasize, maybe during the parties, during the get-togethers also one can think of having the fruit juices, a healthier option. That is what they are emphasizing. Now here the customers think of pushing the product by emphasizing on the occasional part of it. They try to uh, think of placing this offering within that gap. Now this occasion helps the firms to expand the usage of the product, something which goes beyond the normal range. Maybe if I give an example of the breakfast, juices which are consumed at the breakfast. Now here one can think of uh, promoting this by using this product at some other occasions. Now here again Cadbury's has been much more successful on these grounds. Now even if you see the segmentation of Cadbury's, um, Amitabh Bachchan was the celebrity who was there in the advertisement. Now what here they are trying to emphasize, they are shifting the segmentation that these chocolates are not only for kids, okay, even the old age people, they enjoy this. So here through the advertising, the manufacturer is emphasizing the shift in the segmentation, or they are moving ahead with the occasions when these offerings can be used. Now here, if you take into consideration the travel businesses, okay, when a person travels, maybe if there is a need, maybe there is a vacation with the families. So here, occasions are tapped. If you think of airline travels or with reference to motels or restaurants, where they people often travel for the business purpose. So here, these companies can easily have tie-ups with the travel agents, or they can directly have tie-ups with the hotels, where they both the parties can negotiate. Now coming to the benefits part, buyers can be classified according to the benefits also they seek. Now here, basically, one can think of having four types of benefits, like the economy, where the monetary parts or affordability comes into picture. Second thing is the medicinal benefit. Third is the cosmetic benefit. And fourth point is the taste. Now, each benefit seeking group, they have their own particular demographic, behavioral, and psychographic characteristics to be mapped with that offering. Maybe we will discuss this in the next session. Today we will stop here. Any doubts? So we will stop here today.